as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And our like sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
How you all going? I've been abandoned. Tonight. No Camel. Camel's off playing video games. His wife finally splurged out and bought him a PS5. So he's not going to be joining us. I don't know what Rob is doing. He just said, nah, too hard. That's okay, because I had an idea and I want to run it by you guys. My band of brothers, my loyal crew. Let's see what you guys think. I know it's late. Here's what it is. I had one of those days, one of those work days. I'm probably a bit tired, but we soldier on. They're all going in the chat here. Super Bogan D says, "How chat, Rod? Let's go." Did you see Rod's newest page? It's freaking sick. He's drawing Ella so well. It's crazy. Now we just need to get him to draw Damon as well, and we'll be off to the races. All right, let me say hello to you all first. Who we got in the chat here? Jeremy Burtz, Hale, Jolly Green, great to see you, buddy. Sam Rogers, frankly, oh, g'day. G'day. Butter Bear, Philbo Baggins, Nolan Lockhart, Sumo Thori. I see you there. Hale, Mo Biggs. We got Ray, fellow Aussie, in the chat. He keeps reminding him that I owe him a beer. It will happen. Don't you worry about that. My beautiful, dark, twisted Fago tree has joined us. KSS is here. Hail, Anonymity. Fallout Zone G. Bancroft says, "It's December. Don't be surprised when people have their own thing." No, there's always shock and awe. That's how I roll. Junk 666. Actually, I started this draw stream just by myself, and then they decided they should pop in, and I wouldn't say no, because it's hard to keep up the chat when you're drawing. I tell you what. Hale D, Charlie Chan, McShort, Kevin B. Lots of new faces in the chat. Love to see them. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Mo says, Bancroft Reyes joined the long list of Aussies who thought I was an Aussie. You do know a extraordinarily unusual amount of Aussie lore, Mo. It doesn't surprise me that people think you're Aussie. You do know a lot. Michael said that with contempt. It's just one of those days. There's a song about that. Hal Devilfish. All right. So I haven't started the Painted Death cover, because every time I would think of an idea, I'd be like, it's all right. It's all right. I don't know. And because I don't do variants on these things, it really does have to be pretty good. Mo points out that his true colors come out with his spelling of the words. The proper American way. Well, that's debatable. KSS says, Rob isn't here because he ran into a snail with $1 million. It's probably what happened. But I had an idea. Before we get to that, I want to share this. Let me stop sharing that. Start sharing this. It's been brought to my attention that Boots and Heels is a meager $70 away from 27,000. So even though he's off playing probably Batman, I mean, let's be honest, on a advanced PlayStation 5, as opposed to our regular retro emulators, I'm sure he would appreciate getting to 27,000. If there's anyone out there who wants to support the camel, there's 3D books, there's merch with me on it, on lunch boxes and standees. Get amongst it. What is that? Are you guys seeing that? What is that? I'm just going to remove that. I don't even know what that is. Do we decipher it? Is it a message from aliens? Matt says, I say throw another shrimp on the Barbie, and people totally think I'm an Aussie because everyone knows they say that all the time. I don't believe you. I have a video for that.
I don't believe you.
That was quick. Got any new word on Indiegogo Dickory? Nah, it's the same old. They're not going to say anything because if they say anything, they open themselves up legally. And they also, I think they'd be more worried about opening themselves up to bad media. So as long as it's all just speculation and it's just us screaming into the void, then they have plausible deniability. I think they're just under instruction to not say anything about the visibility. Although, have you guys seen any more campaigns? I mean, it doesn't seem to. I mean, not many have launched. That's happening. Have you guys seen any new campaigns get done in? Imagine if it was just some rogue, I don't know, intern that had a be up their butt about CG and then they got fired or something. I don't know. Clownfish did a video on it and they were like, we're not important enough for them to care about. I'm like, well, yeah, maybe on a company level, but if it's, they all work from home in their pajamas. So it would not surprise me to learn that there's someone there who's just like, these guys. And then they just go at it. Mo points out, looks like bookmarks versus stickers is the first thing on Indiegogo's popular projects. Yeah, it's going off. This is the thing. I don't know. Was it terms of service? Was it CG related? I don't think. Clownfish said it's probably got something to do with the content. I don't agree with that. I haven't. You could look at Private American and say, okay, sure. There's so many others that don't fall into that at all. I think the idea that it was more of a got to do with sharing other campaigns has more legs. But I think the most logical and simplest conclusion is that someone was just like, screw these guys, F them, and then just went to town on whoever the hell they wanted to. Mo says, I imagine it is some rogue intern or employee. Occam's razor, I mean, it doesn't seem to apply across the board. Like, it doesn't seem like a company-wide thing that happened. Simply Green says, makes sense from a legal standpoint. Yeah, it's bloody obvious if you put them all together, but who's going to do that? We got Maddie Fowler in the house. Hail. Leighton Gay. Are we just getting started? And I'm just procrastinating as I do. Yeah, how was Snuggy's campaign? I mean, he absolutely crushed it. Let me bring this back up. Check it out. Indiegogo. There it is right there. Look at that. $3,000 raised. 89 backers, 89 glorious people out there wanting to back stretch goals without the book. You got to love it. Just 26 remaining on these. This was such a good deal. So much art available and, metal and stuff. Bookmark collection up to 15 and stickers on 5. I mean, it's pretty conclusive. I think we can call it at this point, like an election. I don't think stickers are going to be able to make a comeback. What do you guys think? Unless they close the voting, send everyone home, and then overnight, it's just no stickers by 300. We've seen it before. Devilfish says, I think it's Irene taking a competition out. Imagine if it was. That would be a glorious twist. Did you see that killer entry in the Boots and Heels contest? Sick pencils. I did not. Do you know who did it? I saw the Hyper Wizard one. Stop this. I'm so worried opening Twitter now. I opened up a Twitter the other day and it was right into DMs. I'm like, what is going on here? All right, we should be safe. Holy cow, is that Peter Orchard? Wow. Camel's going to be dancing in the streets. It'll be a Christmas miracle. He'll jump out of his wheelchair when he sees this. I tell you, $1,500. It brings the boys to the yard. Whew. Peter Orchard crushing it. Let's have a look. So we've got, there's Claude Asian up there. His boots. I know all their names now because I'm doing the cover. There's Heels. There's a comic skater. Another comic skater. Looks like they're all comic skaters, man. That's rad. He was so worried that only rank amateurs would enter. He was like, what if people enter and it's all shit? What do I do? I said, well, I mean, what can you do? So he put out a stipulation, like, if no one's good enough, you don't win. I mean, it was pure aloof elitist Camel Moon. Yeah, that's rad. Peter Orchard. Please be inked well. They got to be colored too. This art contest is going to make Camel's art look like shit in comparison. Oh my God. I guess I didn't have to read that out. He won't watch this. I mean, that's just like your opinion, man. But that's the thing when you do art contests. There's always better artists out there. But Lethal Diva says Camel is entering his own competition, so he might win. Jeremy says this is the best one so far. Well, I've only seen Hyper Wizards as well, which is finished. Let me have a look here. Hyper Wizard. I'm following him now, so I should be able to find him. I couldn't find him the other day. Here's a very distinctive style. It's pretty rad. There you go. I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't know how it would print, but it's very cool. I like the style. I like they've gone back to dinosaurs, you know. He knows the story. Oh, shit. With Camel not here, Mo's laying into him. Yeah, Camel was very salty, understandably, because he sunk weeks into the John Malin art competition and got one of the judges gave him a 4 out of 10. Oh, burns. Absolutely. I mean, I understand. But yeah, I think, what is it? First place gets 1,500. Second place gets the back cover or the inside cover or something, and then one of his top tiers, the shoebox, I think. So it's pretty good. And then I think you can get printed in the back if you make the short list. One of the judges, cough Anna. I know, right? She is a hard taskmaster. Jay Ryan got a 4 out of 10 as well. Yeah, one of them was really harsh. Jay's art's looking great lately, that I've seen of it. Team Bookmark. you know what I love about this campaign? It's the entry level is so low. It's like $9 to show your support. Why wouldn't you? All right, I'll come back to that. Come back to that later. Okay. What is this? What am I sharing? Figure it out. It's got colors on it. Is this the new thing? StreamYard's buggy lately. I don't know what's going on. All right. I've been digging Jeremy put me onto Mark Simonetti, who's an incredible artist. I've been finding myself inspired by his work. Let's go a bit bigger here. He does covers, he does concept art, he does he does all kinds of things. I've just been really digging it. You know what I like about it as well? It's got a very Euro vibe to it, very bande dessinée. So yeah, I've just been liking a lot of his stuff recently, and it's been causing me to scratch my head, start thinking. Pork asks, is StreamYard going Indiegogo on CG channels? No, they're just doing a lot of updates. It's good. They're doing a lot of updates. They're trying out new things. I mean, most of them I'm not interested in. But you know, when you do that, things can go wrong. Mel just got home from jiu-jitsu. She's like, is he drawing yet? I won't be drawing. I'll be conceptualizing, Mel. So we'll see. We'll see how I go. I kind of did promise drawing. Yeah, but I've just been really digging this. Like, check this out. I'm not saying I would do something like this. I think there were many skills I would have to learn to be able to do something like this. I mean, I could do it, but not in any time frame that I can work with. Monkey Boy says, "Nah, he's just flapping his gums." I know, right? Mo says, "Hey Mel, he's drawing a blanket of self-pity around him, having been abandoned by his peers, Camel and Rob." I quite like streaming by myself. I make no bones about it. Pork says, "Stop scratching that head, otherwise you'll be invited to join the professionals. The band of Baldos." Yeah, I've got too much hair for that. I think I'll be fine. Love you, Art. What's with these monkeys down here? But it's really cool. I love it. I like it. I love the coloring on this. I think I want to do colors like this for the cover for Painted Death. Surprise, surprise. Greeny blue with a highlight color. I'm not insulting. They know they're bold. They know they're bold. What's wrong with being bold anyway? Nothing wrong with it. It's high testosterone. We all go through our navel gazing phase. Yeah, it's just dope. So yeah, I got inspired by this. This is just, I mean, I'm not inspired by this. It's just rad. Get lost in this sort of stuff. Similar. This reminds me a little bit of my new Ella floating cover. Look, he's in a similar position. Is that the hobo from the Lost Pages? Look, he's got sandals on. And yeah, I just dig it. I dig it. So anyway, and then I saw this. No, I didn't see this. I was looking for stuff like this. I went looking on the hunt, and I wondered, has anyone on a comic done sort of like an MC Escher type piece? And I found this, and I thought that was pretty cool. I think is it French? I don't know. I don't even know what it is. I just thought it was rad. And I thought that would really fit in with the Lucent, the whole, it's a puzzle, it's weird, it's mysterious. Everything's off in weird directions. So I wondered, could I make a cover sort of based on these famous stairs by MC Escher. So that's what I'm going to conceptualize. There's actually a lot of stairs, I realized, in the Lucent. I didn't know. Sometimes you find these things out about yourself after the fact. That you're a stair guy. You draw a lot of stairs. So it isn't AI art, no, but he does photo bash. He does use 3D, and then he also paints. So it's a bunch of different stuff that he uses. It's not AI art though. There's videos of him doing his process. It's pretty wild. KSS is schooling me. Baldness is actually not high T. It's an allergic response to the hair receptors to DHT, which is a kind of testosterone, but plenty of high T have a full head of hair. Thank you. Thank you for enlightening me. See? We're myth busting on this channel. Stairs, what is this? Europe? Yes. Mo says Ella could be exploring the labyrinthine catacombs of Bancroft's forehead. Well, there will be. I've got to put the catacombs on there. That's the thing. So, all right, let me stop sharing this. I did a. Okay. I have no idea if this is going to be anything. This is literally, we're at the full-on conceptual phase right now. Pork Hunt for 5. Hang on, let me wait till it pops up. We have 4 watching over on Rumble, by the way. How are you, Rumblers? I apologize for neglecting you, but it's hard. Background looks photo bash too close to realism for my usual taste. Yeah, photo bashing is results may vary, and depending on what you want. All right, Pork Hunt for 5. You should check out Clayton Crane's work on Ray, like Bunde plus AI. Bundesine plus AI. I will check out that. Clayton Crane. Cool name too. Mancroft. I just call myself Mancroft. No, I meant Mo Biggs and Bancroft. Bancroft always procrastinates until Mel just draws it for him, pretty much. I did ask her if she wanted to start flatting for me. I thought, you got nothing else to do in your day. That didn't go down very well. All right. I'm going to be on my tablet today, believe it or not. Because I find that's the best. That's the best method. That's the best tool I have for digital sketching. And I've I downloaded a 3D model of the stairs. I'm just sort of as a starting point. Obviously, what I want to do is, my idea is that they're going to it's going to be different places in Painted Death. If you catch my drift, I don't know. This might not work at all, but we get to waste a couple of hours doing it. At the end of a day, get to hang out, laugh at me. All right, let me move things around here so I can see them. Rumble peasants, says J-Max. Damn. Oh, Frakoff sent a video meme. I'll check that out. Oh, let me pull it up. I do have to stop procrastinating a little bit here. It's getting ridiculous. Twitter. Frakoff. All right, well, it does look funny. Okay, maybe one procrastination. Hold on a sec. Chrome tab. Sharing audio. All right, I have no idea what this is. That's not it. That ain't right. What's going on here? What's going on? All right. I've got a paintbrush. Here, let's see what this is. That's how you do it. That's how I do it. That's photo bashing. Yeah. Uh-oh. Hammer, what are you doing? No. Look at my face. Very good. Very good. I like it. All right. Let's get down to work. Window. All right. I'm going to have this chat up there. I see two chats. Oh, I got to share the screen, right? I took off my auto share for that video thing and I forgot to turn it back on. All right. All right. So over here, can you guys see that line? I need to make it a little bit darker, but whatever. Over here, I want to have the mansion. You guys have seen the mansion on previous draw streams, I think. Probably have. Remember that episode. Remember that stream where I was just drawing a window for like, I don't know, 2 hours trying to draw a square window? Vintage Bancroft draw stream. Is that what we're calling them now? Photos? Photo bashing. Yeah, that's what it's called. Exactly. Yep. Yep. I haven't sketched on the tablet since the Embrace cover that I did. It's going to be very blasted out in terms of perspective, but that's kind of the point, I think. Bancroft, were you tracing play school windows? That would have been easier. Now, this is just, I need to figure out what I want to have where. That's the point. Do I have a paper texture screen cover? No, I didn't get one of them. I think people are into that sort of thing, but not I. I want to have it like go all the way down. I realize, like, I don't want to have a floor necessarily. There's some stairs in the Ziggurat with Gilgamesh and Enkidu that I think would be cool to have on there. I could even have Gilgamesh on the cover. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that. I mean, he doesn't really play too much of a role in the story. Are you intending to have the window shatter? I don't know what I'm intending. That's the point of this. I don't know what I'm intending. I've never drawn a weird non I guess I have, like, where all the friggin' planes are all mixed up. So I'm guessing up here we would have the guy's throne somewhere. His seat, his chair. That's Utnapishtim would be sitting up here, you know, on his throne. If I put him there, I don't know. And then up here, there would be the Star of Ishtar, I think. Up there somewhere. But then how would this connect there? I don't know. To figure all that out. Glass shards and reflections seem apropos. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I would like to have something that I could make. You know, like I had that with the first one. You know, with the water. Where is it? I got a copy around here somewhere. I was photographing it earlier. Here's one I cut out. You know, so you get the UV spot on the thing. I would like to have some sort of concept. I haven't really been able to figure it out. Glass shards would work well. That's a good idea. Thank you, Simply Green. Thinking of some Mirror's Edge concept art. KSS asks about the Star of Ishtar, Dustin Hoffman or Warren Beatty? I didn't get the joke. But I'm sure it's funny. We got Belmont Press in the house. How you going, Belmont? Oh, Richard Friend confirmed today that he launches his Blaster Kid campaign in January. It and Paint to Death are currently my two most anticipated CG launches. Wow. Yeah, that Blaster Kid book looks insane. That's awesome. That's great news. He's a friggin' legend. If you look over here, there's sort of like this arched doorway. I'd have an arched doorway. That way I get to like keep the homage to Escher and Relativity. But I do have an arched doorway in the mansion in the scene. What else is there? I've got to go to my my book for some reference here. I've got my InDesign open so I can scroll through things. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes. Yes. See, these sort of things happen on the fly. You can't think of it. You only know about it when you know about it. You know what I mean? So there's a sort of in the mansion at the end of the book. There's a it's full of stuff. It's one of those old English mansions that are just full of stuff. And one of the areas has I guess you call it like an old armory. You know, it's got swords and shields, and there's a mace here on this thing. And there is, importantly, a suit of armor, which plays a role in the story. He's holding a shield here. He's sort of standing here in his suit. See, this sort of stuff, you don't know where it comes from. It just pops into existence on the fly. He's a Knights Templar, just standing there. All this stuff is collected. There's a shield there with some swords. Some bigger ones underneath it. Excellent. Yes. I wanted to have, you know what, I wanted it to have a Alice in Wonderland through the looking glass kind of vibe to it. where up is down and down is up. That is, so we kind of get into that a little bit in Fractured Mind. So yes, okay. And the cool thing about these stairs is, in the book, this doorway they actually have stairs, kind of going up. Maybe they actually come down. You know what? They don't. They come down. So that's fine. I'll put them here. I'll move this up. All right. KSS says, in the 1980s movie called Ishtar came out starring Dustin Hoffman and Warren Beatty. It was a huge flop at the time. I was born in the 80s. I didn't see all the flops. Arch doorway, deep sight, play school lore. Yes, I always picked Arch. Did you guys don't have play school? In play school, every episode there was different windows. There was the square, the circle, the diamond, and the arch. And every day they would go to a different window. And we as kids, we each had our own window. Mine was the arch. My brother's was the circle. My other brother's was the square. I think my mother was the diamond. And when you won, you'd be like, yes, I won. And yeah. Oh man, I just forgot about it. Like, I just remembered that. That's crazy. Pork says, as we know, there are known knowns. There are things we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, there are some things we do not know. We don't know. When people, who said that? Was it Romney? When people said that, remember people were like laughing at it, saying it was nonsensical. It made perfect sense. All it just did was expose people who were too dumb to figure out what he was saying. I remember that. And I was one of them as well. I didn't know what he was saying at the time, but I since learned. I grew, figured things out. Jarbeez says, bang, bang, Bancroft is live. Based. I'm based just for being live. Donald Rumsfeld. Those were simpler times back then, I tell you what. All right. So there's a thing here. Look at this. Some little, where is it? Where's my reference? Yeah, there's a little banister here. You know, I do love a banister. And then that goes off into the ether. And the cool thing about what I'm thinking is the way this would be lit is all these windows or doorways, they're the light sources. So that orange light I was talking about could come out of there, could be seeping out. Sumo Thori, wow, hail, 5 gifted memberships, and Mo Biggs has been gifted. Mo, I didn't even realize you were no longer a member. Jonas Olsen, Ellie Munoz, Hand Cannon, and Carbonated Mayonnaise, all back in the fold. Hail Sumo, you get one of these, my friend.
You little ripper! Thanks, lads.
Team America was simpler times. Durka. Man, I tell you what, we went to watch Team America with a bunch of us. It was one of the best movie experiences of my life. We were just dying. We were in the middle of the cinema. It was nearly an empty cinema. And we were spitting. We were like leant over. Like, it was gut busting humor. It was great. Jarbez says, I'm wasted enough to buy Camel's shitty book. Well, I mean, my goodness, you guys and your opinions on Camel's book. Holy crap. I'm sure you'd like it nonetheless. Man, he's not here. Yeah, he's playing PlayStation tonight. Although he would very much appreciate your patronage. He did say to me he would very much appreciate if we were able to get Boots and Heels over 27,000 tonight. I think he's $70 away. So now's the time. Please do. Pork says Team America and Bruno are the only times I actually pissed myself in the cinema. Well, I hope not literally, but yeah, it was Bruno was hard to watch. I don't really like pranks. I appreciate that they're funny, but I was like this the whole time. Oh. Alrighty. Okay, there's that there. That's cool. No, that probably means that up here, Escher had some arches, which I was just like, well, that's prime place to put in some vaulted arches, if you know what I mean, if you know where I'm going. And that would, of course, have to be the infamous catacombs. Let me get some reference here for what they look like. I mean, these things are impossible to draw. This will be very rough. But you know, they go pretty much like this, and yeah, got a kind of like that. I don't know, just winging it, winging a prayer. What are you guys saying? God damn, brutal. Holy crap. You guys are rough. And then, you know, you could have some in here somewhere. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. Like that. I think that would look pretty cool if that was like off in the corner. And of course, this would be where all the skulls are. Actually, I think you get like another one here. The cool thing about up here, you can just fade this all out to dark. So, I mean, it has to be dark up here. It would have to be dark up here anyway, because there'd be a logo there. If this were to be my cover, I don't know. I haven't decided, but it was a cool idea, and I just thought, oh, you know, let's play around with it, see if anything comes of it, because most people get their covers done first. Bancroft is a catacomber, says J Max. Simply Green says, so the concept is Escher, but what is the story this piece is telling? That's a good question. I haven't really thought about that, but I need to get something down in front of me to look at to know if there's anything here. Otherwise, it's just sort of floating in my head, half formed. I don't know if it's worth spending time on. All right. Up here, I was thinking of her apartment. There's a door. Well, there can't be a door there because I've got the thing there. That's fine. First arrival, exploring the mansion. Well, the whole point of it would be like I would have the characters, you know, kind of exploring. That's the whole thing of it. And the whole, it's a bit like a labyrinth, you know, they move from place to place, encountering unusual places and things happening. So you know, I'm thinking like it would essentially be like that. What I like to do with the covers is I want it to be like a mood piece. I want people, when they see the cover, to know what sort of story it is. Like, I wouldn't put a high action, high octane cover out for the Lucent because I don't want anyone thinking that's what they're going to get on the inside. I want them to be able to look at the cover and guess what kind of story it is. So that's sort of where I start with a cover. Are we getting an Ella calendar? Maybe one day, if I can hire a bunch of artists to draw it for me. KSS says, I keep my skulls under the floorboards in the guest room like a gentleman. That's very thoughtful of you. What about adding a small sculpted skull as a stretch goal? I have actually thought of some sculpt ideas. Oh, we got Malin in the house. He's giving KSS respect. The message is don't take the brown acid. This is KSS speaking. Say again, do not take the brown acid. Thank you. I have been listening to a bit of music that I think was made under heavy influence of drugs. Not that I partake in such things. What is Mo saying? Bancroft wants people to guess what kind of story it is so they can explain it to him. No. No. All right, I need to find some reference here from my book. So there's a scene in her apartment. It has stairs. It has stairs out the front and a door. I mean, that would make sense that this part here could be those stairs because it's sort of like it's stairs that come up and then go back. That would make sense. This is like a this is like one of those, you know, cheapo kind of places. That you'd find. I guess you'd probably call them the projects in the States, housing estates in the UK maybe. There's a cool kind of tiled area here. That was silly of me, but anyway. Like so. And then we have, see, this is it. I mean, it's telling the story of what you're going to get in this story, if that's what you're interested in. Because this actually happens in the book. She comes home to her apartment and the door is ajar, which is quite concerning. That's another place where we can have some light seeping out. James says Bancroft is the kid in class who gets tries to get the teacher to explain every problem on the test. Is that a bad thing? What about Ella standing on the bones of her enemies, dripping in blood? Be lit. D, welcome back. That's very that's very dark. There's something close to that might be coming out. Close-ish. It involves blood. It involves skulls. It involves Ella. Ren in the house says something about relativity. I like, yeah, I mean, it's all about, it's a bit like a labyrinth. It's like a puzzle. It doesn't make sense. It's all over the place. You can't just take the straight line. You know, you think you're headed one way and you're not. Should we be high while reading this book? No, actually, I mean, it should be pretty, I don't want to say it should be straightforward because I don't think it is, but what if the shards of glass actually crack rocks? It would be cool if there's something broken, a window or something, and then the shards of glass are sort of like traveling around the space. You need something up front close to the camera. I haven't figured that out yet. So that could be part of the story. It's all mid-ground and going away into the background at the moment. I need something to like anchor the viewer with. Again, it's all just concepts at the moment, figuring this out. Good morning, Val Schnitzel. Enrique says the lucent is a metaphor for substance abuse. A shattered reality, says D. Well, that's like Fractured Mind. I've got a great cover envisioned for Fractured Mind. It's perfect. You know, it actually does involve what we're talking about here. Get the crack bear in the foreground. Maybe a handrail. I mean, you can do that. I mean, you could just, you know, do whatever you want, get something right up close. You could do that just purely compositionally. I would like it if it had some sort of meaning to it, but you know, not everything has to be. I sell that like every single thing has a hidden meaning to it in the Lucent. And Rob was checking out the new cover for Waking Dream the other day, and he was like, "Why does the lightning touch the bike? That means something, doesn't it?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, definitely." It didn't, but you know, that's fine. And if this goes here, this plane goes here. You know, this star actually might not be there. It might be back here, behind on this plane. Back here. It might make more sense. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm figuring this out as I go along. What if Ella was sliding down the handrail facing an unknown fate? I don't know if that's going to work. But I mean, there's a lot of shots like going up and down stairs in this book. This is a theme. So this is why I thought it would really work. There's a lot of themes in the Lucent. Dreaming themes. You've noticed this. There's a lot of falling. There's a lot of floating. There's stairs. There's doorways. It's all in there. There's you remember in what's that movie? It's a book, The Da Vinci Code. You know, the pyramid and the chalice or whatever it is, and all the stuff like that. So it all works. It all vibes. I just gotta, I gotta make it mean something, be real. So this here would be his roof, but it would also be that plane's edge of the wall. Actually, I think this handrail would go all the way. Stephanie K. Like that. And then like that. And then that becomes sort of a roof, of which you could hang my braziers with some fire. See? Do you see? I wouldn't have been able to figure this stuff out in my head. You got to just draw sometimes. You got to just draw. Mo says, I heard rumors that there were people who watched the Da Vinci Code. I like the Da Vinci Code. I actually, Camel pointed out that this story reminded him a bit of it. And I was like, yeah, it is sort of influenced by it. The whole, history isn't what you think it is. And there's an ancient society that are trying to keep everything secret. And they're trying to figure it out. And there's puzzles and all that sort of stuff. KSS says Camel is playing Animal Crossing. I hope he's not. Let's check. Let me check in on Boots and Heels to see if anyone backed it. I'm not going to bring it up because it's just annoying. Nope. Still sitting on 250. A paltry $70 away from 27,000. James says, couldn't you have it based on National Treasure instead? I do love National Treasure. I was very upset that they didn't make a third one. And now I think they are making a third one, but it's too late. Too late. It's done. It's over. Val Schnitzel says, Dan Brown just ripped his books off Holy Blood, Holy Grail, and the Templar Revelation, Secret Garden to see the true identity of Christ. Yeah, but he didn't rip them off. He what is it? What's the word I'm looking? He fictionalized them. He turned them into a narrative. I mean, they're more, aren't they? They're more like books about, that theory. He turned that theory into a story. Which is kind of what I'm doing with the Lucent. So it does really fit. Everyone left Rumble. I don't blame them. I haven't been calling it out. James says they already made a show with a Latinx immigrant woman replacing Cage. What? Don't tell me that. Val says the problem is he denied ever reading them and claims that he came up with these theories himself. Did he really? Why are people weird? What? He's like, I'm an author and also a researching scholar. D says that movie is a psyop from the Freemasons to keep the people off their backs. They are everywhere. I'd believe that. Those Freemasons, they're hiding the. They want the new Graham Hancock documentary taken down because it's exposing. Everyone's getting too close to their secrets. How's your father? Asked, didn't Nick Recator abandon Rumble? He started making everyone put in their phone numbers and everything. I don't know. All right, we're figuring things out here. So if that's there, what would be here? And I'm guessing like this would have to be vertical that way. But how? What would it be? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. There's a question mark here. I don't know what it would be. So we've got the mansion up here. I'm guessing that's sort of like there's the roof there, which can be the edge of something else. Stairs here. Maybe. I like the idea that he had this like stairway here going down somewhere, and then there's another doorway here. What do I have in the Lucent? Mo Biggs, come here. We're the free speech platform. Tell us how you really feel about the swamp. And while you're at it, we need your phone number for an unexplained reason. Verify your identity to allow you to like a video. Why? Asks Mo. These are important questions. Perth says it needs an outhouse. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. Let me flick through what I've got here. So I've got there. Oh yes. Yes. I do indeed have an area where the things, do you see what I'm saying? So there's a scene out in the street. Ella's running around like she is in her underwear. Not a care in the world. Freaking out. Anyway. And they're at the front of a house. One of those English houses where they have the, a stairway down into the ground level that's under the street level. So there's like a window here, I guess. Like that. And then this here, this plane here would be a laneway. If I can find it. Yes. Now this is important. This is important to the story. I could even have a motorbike here parked. How big it is, I don't know. What does this motorbike look like? How do you draw motorbikes? This is why you need 3D models. Anyway, it looks sort of like that. What are you guys saying? Still talking about Rumble. Shaggy Bear saying, I prefer to piss outdoors or out windows. See, this is the sort of feedback I wouldn't get if I was just drawing it myself. Butterbear says Rakita is signing a somewhat exclusive deal with Rumble and is going to try and help them fix their chat. The thing about Rumble is, though, you got to siphon people from YouTube onto there. Once you get them there, I've seen people with way bigger audiences on their Rumble. But yeah, this whole asking for your phone number thing is a bit sus. I hope that Odyssey can figure out how to do the simulcast thing as well through StreamYard. I know you can do it through OBS. I don't have OBS set up. It's already enough of a hassle just to set up Rumble. Jane Mack says, before you use YouTube chat, Bancroft needs your social security number. Yeah, just send me your bank account logins. D says, I prefer Odyssey, but to be honest, it's way ahead of Rumble in terms of like the look of it and the usability, the user experience. But it doesn't seem to be able to integrate as well. You can just I'd send all my videos over there automatically, but it doesn't really get you much. Mo's already got it figured out. He doesn't even need to sign a deal. He says, step 1, stop requiring a phone number to enter the chat. Step 2, allow chatters to tag other chatters. Step 3, how about some avatars? I mean, that would really, those 3 things would just make it infinitely better. KSS says, hey, Bancroft, consider changing your Rumble channel name to Salty Australian Cracker. That's actually a good idea. I mean, not for my branding, but it could work. It's crazy enough to work. I don't have Salty's personality, though. That's his he's a whole nother kettle of fish, that guy. I was listening to him today. It was entertaining. This is more over here, I've realized. And that's there, which means here, and this could be interesting, on this plane, there's kind of like a fence, yeah, like that. So that would go that way. So we're kind of going off Escher now, which is, I think, a good idea. You don't want it to be the same. And here, this is like a hedge. We pruned the hedges of many small villages. It's one of my favorite lines from. I mean, I could make that a bigger hedge. I don't know. Or maybe I don't need to. It's very difficult to think extra dimensionally here, because this hedge could form the this plane here that would house the, it would be good to have the friggin whatever it is, what am I calling it, the pit, I suppose, coming into the picture here, which is obviously very important in the story. I don't know if I'd have the whole thing. I don't know. I just don't know. KSS says cock and sack sounds good. Right, salty Australian cracker and his cock. Yes, in Australia, a cracker is what we call a pancake. It's not true. And they're called pancakes waffles. Mo, you're selling a false bill of goods there. You know that's not true. We have pancakes. We have pikelets here. Do you guys have pikelets? SDA asks, fit for the pit? Oh, that's a good... I mean, being fit for the pit in the Lucent is very different than being fit for the pit on Camel Knights. Pork asks, is Dow giving you a cover before mailing? No, different kind of pit. P-I-T. I mean, the whole thing about this is you got to this is a mind trip. This could be a puzzle to even figure out how this works. I'm sort of even forgetting what I've drawn here, because this is a thing there. I mean, I'm guessing he needs to have some kind of thing there. If I filled this in, according to him, like that, there would be sort of these pillars here on the side of the ziggurat. I do like a puzzle. Like I like a challenge, which is why I'm interested in this cover, if it ends up becoming a cover. Butterbear says, what the hell did you ask us? I asked us, do you guys have pikelets? Not pie. No. Spelt like this. I think it's like this. I'll put it in the chat here. If I can. Oh. Hang on. That doesn't look right. I need to go find how you spell pikelets. Pikelet. There we go. Pikelets. Mel was yelling at me the other day because in Australia, or at least I do, the way I speak Australian, we pronounce PAWN as in the store or the chess piece, the same way as we pronounce PORN as in the video or photographs of a adult nature. So I was saying, like, I was watching I was in the car with the kids and I'm like, I was watching a porn show last night, and it was about a guy selling his guns, and Mel was like, did a spit take. She's like, what did you just say? And Victoria's old enough now that she's starting to know what things are, so she's like, oh, what? And I'm like, a porn show, like a shop where they go in and sell things. I can't say it any different. I physically can't say the words any differently. A pawn shop, and she's a porn star. It's the same word to me. So yeah, she was like, you need to figure out a way. Yeah, so I think there's a show called Pawn Stars, and I pronounce it the same. So yeah, that happened. But pikelet as well is another one. And D says his mum made them. They were delicious. Oh, Mo, I am not reading that, but I will bring it up. I will bring it up for everyone else to ogle. It's just a small pancake. Yeah, I used to love them. There's something about their size that makes them taste different. And yeah, they're about, it's like a pancake that's about that big. And you get a whole bunch on a plate. I would love them. You just dip them in whatever it was. But Mel makes crepes. Yes, Athaline. Mel makes crepes. And they're damn good. Is it a thick or thin pancake? It's sort of proportionate. As you imagine, you shrink a pancake down. So I don't think it's as thick, but it's not a crepe. It has some substance. Shaggy Bear says, you Aussies need to get your guns back. You guys don't know. You just don't know. I mean, I tell you so often, it wouldn't make a difference here in Australia. Like, we just had an election, and the guy who put Australia in the longest lockdowns of the entire world instituted a curfew for, God, I think it was like 6 months. And when they asked him, why did you do that? He was like, well, we wanted to, the curfew had no medical reason. It was just, we wanted to, it was about control. It was about keeping the populace controlled. He actually said that. A slew of other things. He's the reason why the cops were going around beating in people's heads for eating a sandwich outside. And he just won re-election in a landslide. So, yeah. Americans, they really, I don't know, they misinterpret what's going on down here. All right. Mo says, I don't know if you saw the Fetterman debate, but that guy's going to be a senator. Yeah, I know. I saw that. But I think he got elected before he actually went on the debate because they held all the mail-in ballots. D says lockdowns have now proven to have done F all, no science behind them at all. Yeah, he came out and they asked him, like, what's the science behind the lockdowns? And he said, we have a supercomputer that's figuring this all out for us. He literally said that. The super when we type in the parameters into the supercomputer, this is what it says we should do. Yeah. So take that. His name's Dan Andrews, and because he won in a landslide, they're calling it a Dan slide, which is actually pretty clever. Unfortunately, as annoying as it is. Shaggy Bear says authoritarian effery. Am I misinterpreting it? Well, this is the thing. Like, the point is, like, during the lockdown, all the Americans in my chat, at least, was saying, "Oh, you guys gave up your guns. You should have never given up your guns." And I was just pointing out, like, Australians wouldn't use them. Well, Victorians wouldn't use them, even if they had them. All right. I am well and truly stuck now. I have no idea. I have no idea where to go from here. It's an interesting concept. I think it would, like, I know composition wise it would work as a cover. I know that. But, like, would it make sense? Maybe. Would it look cool? Probably. You know what I like about it is it says the right sort of it gives off the right kind of vibe for the story. I don't want anyone backing my book thinking they're getting one thing and then they get something else. So I started late, so I am going to probably end it here, but I will just catch up with what you guys are saying in the chat here. Ooh, a spiral staircase. I like that. There isn't a spiral staircase in the Lucent, but that doesn't mean that there can't be. I do have some pages left to draw. That would be cool. The spiral would really fit, like, thematically. And I suppose I don't have to use only stuff from Paint to Death. I could use stuff from Waking Dream as well. I have to think about it, though. I've been very slow to committing to a cover for this book. Yeah, D's happy he was living in New South Wales. Dude, it was so bad down here. It's really... do you think they would have beat people's brains in if they thought they were armed? Yeah. I don't think Victorians would fight back. I think they would just get their brains beaten in. I think they would. I think that's where we're at now in Victoria. They're like, govern me harder, beat me harder. That's how it is down here. D agrees. Yes, they would have. All right. I think that's it. I don't know. I'm still... I think it's cool, but it obviously needs a lot of work. But I like the idea. I think I'm going to leave it there. Head inside, do some more figuring out. That's it. I think. Let's check in on Camels, Boots and Heels, and bookmarks versus stickers. Hold on a sec. Share screen. There it is. Get on there. Do a refresh, and no, I fouled him. I couldn't get you there, Camel. I tried my hardest. Let's go over to bookmarks versus stickers. 89 backers, and still the same. That's okay. You know, my rambling streams aren't usually the best for getting things sold, but you know, we do what we do. Point Blank points out this would never happen if Mick Dundee was in charge. I don't know where those Australians have gone, frankly. I know that's a joke, but I wish they came back. Hail Mo Biggs, Hal Schnilly, hello darling. All Bancroft ideas are gold. Thank you. Yeah, sign up to the Lucent Painted Death. I have also actually, while I've got you here, do I show it? Nah, I'll show it on a video. I've been doing some more work on the upcoming Second Chance campaign. So I'll show that off. I've got a bit more to do, so I'll do that then. All right, guys, I will leave it there. Have a good night. I will see you in a couple of days. All right, bye.